Hi everyone, it's Kasia from Tarot Map, and this is a re-recorded version of how to connect to a new tarot deck. I was informed by a few viewers, and I actually saw it myself after I uploaded the previous version on YouTube, that the music was so loud that it was distracting people from listening to what I'm saying. And I thought some of my ideas were quite cool, so I want you rather to listen to what I'm saying than listen to the music, and both of them were just too loud and distracting. So let's start again. So how can a person connect to a new deck? For example, I have gotten recently the Invisible Light Tarot by Brandy Eve Allen, and it is a very different deck to your usual tarot, like traditional tarot images. So it's based on photographs, and it's a very unusual, original, and untypical deck. So some of the images I understand from like knowing the tarot system, but some of them I cannot like connect straight away to. And how can I bond with this deck then, and how can I make it understandable, and how can I make it speak to me? So I have a few tips what you can do to bond with a new deck. So first of all, when I get a new deck, I love to shuffle it. I love to get the feel of my hands on the cards and feel of the cards in my hands and see how I just kind of tune into the deck. And this shuffling can go on for 5, 10, 15 minutes, so it's a bit of a meditative practice as well. And while I'm doing it, I kind of try to figure out maybe a question or what I would like to see from the cards. Like I can ask, what do you want me to know? Or you can have a few different questions. What should I focus on? Or where should I put my attention to? And then after I kind of feel like I've shuffled the deck enough, I pull a few cards from this deck and just try to see how I personally understand the images from the deck. Because sometimes we have decks that speak to us straight away. Sometimes we have decks that we have to spend some time with, like this deck for me. And sometimes we have decks that we know we're not going to connect to, or we try to connect to, we try to bond to the deck, and it just doesn't work for us. So shuffling and kind of doing a deck interview or asking a deck a few questions and pulling a few cards is quite an easy way to assess like where you stand with a deck. There is a great IG, so Instagram challenge going on in July, which I will link the info below in the description box. And it's called actually July Deck Bonding Challenge. So this is a great way to actually do something like this with a deck you want to get to know better. There's a question for each day, so the whole month you have some prompts to play with your new deck and to get to know it better. So I think this is another way you can actually go about a new deck. Just use it every day, even if it's just to answer one question, like in this challenge, and just see how this deck reflects and shows you your reality to you. Another way which I love to use is to pull daily draws. And this is a great way in general to learn tarot, and also it's a great way to get to know a deck which is new. And what I do usually, I shuffle the deck and I ask the cards to give me one card for the general energy of the day. And once I pull it, let's say this is the general energy of the day, it's page of air. Then I can pull two another cards, because I love to learn tarot in combination. And I could say like, what should I pay attention to? And what should I avoid, let's say. So then you kind of have three cards, one which is like your main focus and two as like extension of this one card, which you can then, at the end of the day, kind of reflect upon and see how you can understand the messages from this deck, how you can apply them to your own life. And this personal and subjective way of knowing the cards and the deck is a great way to, in general, learn tarot and make a bond with the cards in your personal way, because then you will remember and the cards will speak to you in a very different manner. And of course, I am of the approach that tarot can be read, or a certain tarot card can be read in a different way every day. It depends on the context, it depends on the question. So it's lovely to just see during the daily draws how, for example, 10 of Earth on Monday meant this to you, and then on Thursday, if you pull it again, meant totally something else, or at least maybe had one theme, but it manifested itself differently in your reality. Another way which I love to play with tarot in general, and especially with a new deck, is if you have more decks, to find a deck that goes energetically or a style, like, aesthetically with your new deck. So for me, let's say I chose Sacred Creators Oracle as a second deck. Let's say that you know this deck better than you know your new deck. And what I usually do, I just pull one or two cards and see how, how, for example, let's say I pulled the Lovers from Invisible Light Tarot, and then I pulled Stop, Drop, and Bliss from Sacred Creators Oracle. And then this card would be like expansion and giving me another layer to my lover cards. To my lover's card. So there is a Gebo and a rune, which is about relationship. So maybe in this regard, the Sacred Creators is telling me that I should pay a bit more attention to my relationship today. Maybe I should really just take a breath and be happy with small, ordinary things. Notice how little things can make me happy during this day. So, you can play like this. So you have your Lovers, and then you pull some other cards from another deck. It can be another tarot deck. It can be an oracle deck. Anything that can explore and extend your knowledge about the cards. And in this way, you can make like associations and connotations to your new deck and the new cards. Another way which I love to play with a new deck is just taking a few cards and just looking for emotional feeling. So I look at the image, let's say this is the Five of Water, and I'm asking myself, how does it make me feel, or what does it remind me of, or what emotion does it awaken in me? So this one for me would be like missing something, or feeling like it's a haunting image for me. It's, kind of like this sensation of loss and being like outside of something which you loved. So it's like this missing, haunting image. And then another one would be like Ace of Fire. So here I'm kind of already going Ragnar, it's the Viking series, what I think of when I see this image. So it's this young, powerful, male, active approach to the world. So there's a lot of images that you can go, how does it make you feel? So this is another great way to just bond with any deck. Also, you can pull a few images and just think of, like what story do they make? Like, is he wanting her to come back but she doesn't see it? And did they split up? Are they in love? You can just invent some stories. The point of it being just to allow yourself to use your imagination and your intuition to kind of get to wire your brain to start seeing your new deck in another light, in a personal light. So you get some sensation going. Anything else that I wanted to share? I think that's it. So these few ways of bonding with a new deck, um, I hope they will help you to start and to play with new decks. If you have any cool ways to bond with a deck, please share in the comments. And I hope you will, you will let me know how you're going to, in how you're going in bonding with your decks, because I have a lot of decks, so for me, like, playing with new decks, it's kind of a regular part of the game. I also love to connect decks, so I always use more than one deck, and I find this kind of adding another layer from another deck that it's a great way to explore a new deck as well, and to make it kind of welcome into your tarot family. Okay, so I hope this is helpful, and I speak to you soon. Bye.